The next 4 days takes me along the Skye Trail, which is absolutely fantastic. It's like all of the best bits of Scotland in one small island. If you want to cut out Broadford, then it's possible to go a wild route from Kinloch to Boreraig. However, restocking would be a little harder and you'd have to carry a bit more food. I think you could restock at Sligachan campsite. That would be the first place. Pla Ben is a beautiful mountain and I chose to climb that instead of going down around the peninsula. But climbing up Munro with a rucksack isn't perhaps the easiest thing. And up to Sligachan campsite was amazing. From there, it's a wee couple of hours along the coast and then you're on to road walking again, which really takes you all the way to Portree. Too much road walking. It's the lay of the land, isn't it? Talking of the lay of the land, Skye's a little bit weird as far as getting water is concerned. Most of Scotland you can just go to any stream and pick up water. But in day 18, it's a lot of road walking through agricultural land, so that's harder to find streams, pure streams. And then the north part, up over the Trottenish Ridge, it's really hard to find water. It just seems such a strange thing, but there are very, very few streams on that ridge that you can access. So marked on the map are places where you can pick up water. Portree was really busy and I wanted to get out there as soon as I could. And once I was back into the wild country then, and it's sublime until the top of the country. Absolutely beautiful walking from then on up to the tip of Skye, and I can't praise this route enough. It's like mini Scotland all in one. The good bits, the mountain bits, really made up for the more boring road walking.
The cafes weren't open, so it's this morning's food is from the Co-op, which is a nice roll, salmon, smoked salmon, and a packet of rocket. I've had one roll, that's 2 rolls. This will be for lunch, and I'll finish off my little coffee. So that'll be breakfast, and then I've started the Skye Trail now. I'm on it here, just at the beginning, and it's going over here. The first day of the Skye Trail. Let's see where we get to. So it's persistent rain in the wind, and I've been walking for about 7 hours, not 8 but 7. Everything is just dripping off me, you can see. It might brighten up, but I think this is just as good a place as any. There's a wee bit of a shadow. Hang on. A wee bit of a dip here to protect from the rain, from the wind, which is essential, and I'll pitch the tent sort of with its head into the wind, and nice flat ground, so may not find a better one, better place. Now it's just the shower's just eased. So as you can probably hear, the rain is back. There was a wee gap and I put up the tent. Now it's back. I'm happy under the canvas. Just about to make a cup of tea or maybe some hot chocolate, I think would be nicer. And we've got a bit of water coming here. In here.
This is a really typical Scottish camping experience. So I was watching this pond of water next to the tent all night. It didn't get any worse, but it was not there when I pitched the tent. And then after about 6 or 7 hours of persistent rain, there was this puddle which was creeping towards the pitch. The other familiar story here is stopping walking in the rain earlier than you hoped. So you have another 5 hours to lie in the tent with the rain pattering on the tent and nothing to do except wait for nightfall.
Well, it's a different morning this morning. To show you the view. Worst rain I've been in a tent, more or less ever. We're at point here. Either I could go up here and maybe over this col and find a path down to here, or taking this path down here and round up to there. Yeah. So I found a family who are going up to do the summit. Not exactly the same route as me, but I thought that gave me the psychological push to go this way. So cloud is still about the same height. And we shall see. Looks alright so far. Nice path. The North Summit route goes off up where these people are going up there, and the south goes up the corrie here to the south summit. Fingers crossed. So what we got here is a lovely wee path, easy as pie. This is a bit of scree, but you can follow it all the way and up to the col there. So this is a beautiful mountain. The paths there, the other groups went off onto the other path to the North Summit. Also looks quite good from here. They'll make the ridge in 10 minutes and then they'll go
the ridge probably a bit easier. I've got another 1,000 feet from this col up to the top. Doesn't look that far, but that's all that I can see at the moment. I'm sure there's more above that. The view is spectacular. The day's perfect for walking, not too hot. Wee breeze. And down there I can see where the boulder was. There were plenty of places for camping. So if you fancied a wee mountain camp, that's a nice place to go. Right, bit of scrambling to do. This seems to be the path, and we're going up there. So it should be easy. If this isn't the hardest bit, I may be going back because it started to rain a little bit, and the rock's damp anyway, so don't want to push my luck on my own with a rucksack. So it's not steep, and there's plenty of scree below. There's no big drops there, so it should be fine. In case I lose the view, that's where the campsite was, and this is the peninsula which I'm missing out, and you can see it coming down to this bay here. So the path goes around that peninsula. So this looks like the summit. You can see the North Summit over there, just going to be disappearing into the clouds. And here we are at the South Summit. See if there's any view. A view? Oh my god, yes, there's a view. Yeah. So that'll be the stream we'll be following when we get going off here. And there's the North Summit. And this is the summit, and that's the way I'm going. Well, I made it. Just as a side note, as soon as I got onto difficult terrain, I put on bright clothing, white hat, and put one of my sticks away so I could grab some things with my hands. And that was so that in case I get into difficulties, people could see me rather than wearing completely all this black gear. Yep. The way up was the worst bit, was that gully that of rock, and then after that it was a path, steep but no danger, and try and make a path which is doable by everyone. Of course there are alternatives of flatter alternative around the coast, and that would be also a nice walk. Clouds coming and going, but that's fine by me. On the way up and the way down, there are wee piles of cairns to keep you on the right track, so just look out for them. And always once you've left the summit, the weather improves. That's just a fact of life. That's the mighty Cuillin Ridge, the most alpine of mountain playgrounds in the UK. Off the ridge now and onto a wee path going north. Just show you where I am. Well, here we are reaching the path, the main path. Right. And what a beautiful place. So time to get going, and the path for the Skye Trail leaves directly from the campsite. I'm going along the left hand side here. Nice early start, so hopefully reach Portree for lunch, about 8-10 miles away. Started the walk about a mile in. Everything's good, very wee bit damp, but that's Scotland. I feel refreshed after the campsite, having a shower this morning and a nice cup of coffee. This is the closest campsite I can find to the official campsite, or the commercial one, which is down there at the end of the sea loch. The rain has stopped, and the coastal path is not a bad path. Pretty easy. In fact, I'd say it's really quick. And now I'm on the road. The road's pretty much all the way to Portree. Right. Portree is a mile and a half away. Down this road, and then I think I have to turn off onto a path, which would be nice. Wetter, but nice to be off the road. Cars are more frequent and there's not a lot of space, so I have to stop every 5 minutes and step off the road. So looking forward to maybe fish and chips. So this is just down about a mile from Portree, and a very nice wee campsite by a river. It'd be quite nice if you wanted to stop here and not go on to Portree and maybe go in the morning. Portree was busy, and that's about it. Didn't have my fish and chips. I had dal, rice, some sabzi, chapati. Very nice. And I went to a very packed co-op which didn't have a lot of stock, but I got exactly what I need. And as soon as I can, I'm leaving Portree because it's just busy with tourists. And I like the peace at the moment, and also I don't smell so good, so it's not so nice to sit in a cafe and have coffee. So I'm just going to go head on and see where I get to today.
Just a quick note, the path runs up where the arrow indicates, and this is the only place to get water at the stream that you walk up, so collect all the water you need before you go further.
I was walking along with a German couple, which is a very nice change. First time I've actually sort of tagged along with someone, some people on the trail. There was 4 people going back from north to south that I met today, and this couple going north. Yeah, and now it's time to find a campsite. Along here there isn't a lot of water. There's a lot of water underfoot, but there are no streams. It's a strange landscape in that way. Anyway, coming to the end of another long day. That's 2 long days in a row. I felt fresh today, but I'll have to take it easy, I think. Get a good night's sleep tonight and see how I feel tomorrow. Should be a lot of wild walking tomorrow. So I found a flat pitch, and it's near a dam, and it was a good day today. Long walk today, and in the rain most of it. Nice few hours with a German couple, pass the time and the miles, and the couscous is just cooking in the insulated pot, and then I'll add some tuna fish. The tent is a bit damp from this morning, and lots of midges. I don't know if you can see, but the whole place has got midge, dead midges on it, and it's a bit damp. So, but tomorrow is supposed to be less rain, and hopefully in the morning there's less rain. I can dry the tent out, or maybe tomorrow evening dry it out and clean it. As for tonight, well, not too windy, not too rainy, just a bit of drizzle, persistent drizzle, but I'm in the tent and I'm going to have something to eat, and that means everything's right with the world. Breakfast. I made porridge with a bit of chocolate, bodybuilder powder. Give me a bit more protein in it. There's another 1 sachet of porridge for tomorrow. Then I'll have the sort of flapjacks for breakfast, which will save fuel, and it's just as easy, just as nice. Then I put a cup of tea, same
He cleans the pot with the porridge. That's made in the there. So it's one boil of water, nice big lot of tea, and tea cleans my little pot there, so there's no washing up because it's midgy, and I'm not going to stop to somewhere to clean the pots. Also, I've got my tablets, which are just a couple of tablets I normally take for my medication, plus for my joints and for just a general vitamin tablet. So I'll take those now, get that out of the way. We can see out here, that's where we're going, the Old Man of Store. Up over there, and then we continue along the ridge. Now there's no cloud cover. Cloud cover is high, so should be no navigation problems, and it looks like it's going to be a reasonable day and stable, just not a lot of wind. So fantastic, just follow the path then and you'll be able to see the ridge, and it should be easy that way. Water is a problem on this ridge because this is a strange landscape. Mull was covered in little streams. Skye, this part of, and the Coolins were full of little streams. You could just stop every 10 minutes and fill up your water. Here, judging by the terrain I came across yesterday, there isn't. Maybe it's just a thick layer of peat or something. And the ridge is quite flat and then precipitous. So on one side the water just goes. You have to climb down somewhere to get water. Which, so I'm gonna do the emergency thing of taking my 2 litre normal water carrier. I'm gonna fill that up. I'm gonna fill up my other bottle before I go even near the mountain. If it's possible to find water, great. If not, well, I've got a light pack, and a bit extra won't be a problem.
Looking back along the route, you can see the ridge that is followed, and you come straight down to the end of the loch there, and then from there along those lines of trees, and then up this path here to the Old Man of Store.
So, first peak of the day, and the ridge is just laid out beautifully in front of me. Here's the first water on this ridge. We come over here and we're going over to here. So I met a couple of people on the way, and getting on nicely. Path's great. It's you go up 500 feet, then along straight, then down 500 feet, then along straight, then up 500 feet again. So it can be tiring, but it's just spectacular.
Finally, the end of the ridge. You cross over the road at the car park, and then it's a nice path along with the tourists to new rock formations. There's a stream there, so make sure you collect some water as well. I was so tired by this point that I forgot to photograph the spectacular rocks.
So sublime landscape, really unusual. Let's have a look.
I found a nice campsite next to the loch, and that's quite close to the road, and you follow the road down to this weird bit where you have to go behind a hostel to find the coastal path. I'm always a bit nervous about sea cliff walks, how much exposure there'll be. The path you can see there goes up and along that notch, and you can see here. So it's a wee bit tight, but nothing really to worry about there. And that's about the worst exposure you've got. Anywhere else along the cliffs, you can step away from the edge if you feel like it.
So we put the hills and the ridge walk behind us. It's along the flat and the sea cliffs to the point. So I've made it to the end of Skye and the lookout, which is beautiful bothy. And now I'm gonna see if I can catch a ferry to Tarbert on Harris and continue my walk there. But what a spectacular day.
Because of the ferry timings there once a day, I decided to try and get a lift down the road to Uig, which I managed in a van. The first vehicle that passed me gave me a lift. And then I was off on my way to Tarbert on the Outer Hebrides.